Hello! Happy Thursday, everybody!
Hello, hello!
How you guys doing? This is S+Marketing Live, and we are so excited to be here with you. So S+Marketing Live, we're here to help you feel and be smarter about what's happening in marketing right now. What is S+Marketing? Thanks for asking. S+Marketing is based on the ultimate human technology, stories. Yes! Guys, high five! Virtual high five. We did it. All right, so our team is here from Story Collaborative. We are a group of growth marketing consultants. And while we introduce ourselves, if you guys could start a watch party, maybe grab a cup of coffee, tag a couple friends, anything you can do to spread the word is awesome. We are live on Facebook and YouTube, so wherever you are, we're super glad you're here. Dave, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dave. I think you've heard that before. I am the Chief Growth Officer here, and I am a trained lion. This is my lion and my dog tag. I have been trained how to do growth marketing and sales, and I love to share with companies how they can grow effectively and sustain that growth over time. It's no good just to have a spurt of growth. We want to grow consistently and sustain it over time.
Excellent. Chad, say hello.
Hello, hello. Well, I am Chad Alexander. If you guys haven't seen my mug around here before, I am the video strategist with Story Collaborative. What is a video strategist? I'm glad you didn't ask. So what that basically means is that I help businesses figure out what they can do to help customers better convert with video, or just even tell them what's going on with their business with video. There's a lot of ways to do that. And I love strategizing that and helping develop that.
And Chad, we have a tease because actually you've got something you're finishing up. You should share about it.
Yes, I
share
do.
About your course.
I am working through a boot camp that helps you to create your own business's Facebook 15-second ad. Basically, it goes through the nuts and bolts of how to edit, when to edit, where to edit, why editing is important, and then it dives into the Facebook ads manager, and you wind up with your own 15-second ad by the end of it, and I'll critique it. And we'll do a round of edits, and then you'll actually post it, and we'll see how it does with the audience, and we'll have final thoughts. It's gonna be 10 days, and we'll have a group of people looking at it. So super fun.
Yeah, I've been looking through it, and it's really, really, really good boot camp.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Anyone that's willing to take a group of people deep into the jungle of Amazon, Facebook, Amazon-like jungle, Facebook video advertising, that's a brave person. So hats off to that.
Great. Thanks, Chad, for that teaser. I am Amy Alexander. I'm our creative director. My goal in my role is to make sure that from the receptionist all the way to your logo and your colors and everything in between tells the same story and is a unified brand experience. I'm very passionate about it. I like to say I'm jealous for our brand and our clients' brands.
What about custom lunch bags? Do you do those?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Absolutely. Today's episode is Walmart, marketing budgets and pricing. We're talking money and Walmart, the ultimate cost-saving experience. Before we dive in, Chad, what is our sponsor today?
Wow. Oh my goodness. Our sponsor today is kind of tied into last week's sponsor, which is air conditioning. Thank you so much, air conditioning, for helping us stay cool in the hot summer months. We appreciate you, air conditioning. And for those who don't have air conditioning, if you're in somewhere like Savannah, you have shade. That only just gently kind of gives you a little bit of relief. But we know that air conditioning is where it's at. Thanks again, air conditioning.
Yay, air conditioning.
A little bit of that Elsa power there,
That's right. All right, so today we're talking about Walmart employee appreciation, what to do with your marketing budget, and why publishing your prices is actually the next great idea. We'll talk all through that, and then how that applies for you as you are kind of adapting your own marketing efforts. let's dive into our first segment, Repeat After Me. What marketing to invest in when your boss says, if you had an extra $30,000 in your budget, what would you spend it on? Doesn't that everyone's like dream? You're sitting in your office and your boss walks in and sits down. You know, I was thinking, if you had an extra $30,000, what would you do? So how do you respond, Dave?
Well, I have two answers, right? My first answer is, if you asked me this question straight up, and I was a marketing director somewhere, here's what I would say straight out. I'd say, I want a brand new HubSpot CMS website. I want a brand story strategy underneath, and I want to launch that quickly in this quarter. That's what I would do. That's one answer that I think is really great. The second answer is more complicated, and that is, with my $30,000, I'm going to review my cost per lead. What does it cost me to acquire a new customer? The second thing I'm going to do is, which campaign that I've been running can I show as producing those new customers the most efficiently? I'm going to look at any infrastructure that I have needed for a while that's been kind of on the waiting list. I'm going to buy that right away. And after I take that money out, I'm going to do the math. I have X number of dollars left. Let's say I'm going to spend $10,000 in infrastructure. I got 20,000 left. I'm going to multiply my cost per lead acquisition, and I'm looking at my conversion rate in my campaign, and I'm going to go to sales and customer service, and I'm going to say, I'm about to deliver you with X number of leads. Can you guys handle it? And if they say yes, then that's what I'm doing with my 30 grand.
That is awesome.
Not a short answer, but it's an answer.
That was great.
It was actually a really hard question, so kudos to you.
Yeah. My answer would be like on the episode of The Office where the office gets a surplus and Michael has to figure out how to spend it either on new chairs or a new printer. And so then he decides that he's going to take the bonus for himself. And yeah, anyways,
and he buys a
funny episode.
You'll get hyped up on caffeine.
Cappuccino, more like cappuccino. Yes. The kids have been watching a lot of Trolls. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
That is true. No problem. All right. So our next question: what to say when the vice president looks at you and states, "We can't post our prices on our website. We'll lose valuable prospects." Are you crazy? You're so crazy.
Amy, you should answer that one. That's a hard question.
You know, I think I will. Here's what you say. Sir, that may seem true, but can you answer the last time that you left a website frustrated because you couldn't find a single answer to your pricing question? The thing is, marketing has changed a lot. People are now self-qualifying, which can be scary for your sales team, but it's just a reality. So instead of making people angry because we insist on talking to them before we even reveal price, we should save our sales team valuable time and address this question on our site. There are a ton of ways we can do that don't require us to line item our prices. That's what you say. So some quick ideas for you on what that actually would look like. We've had really great responses from people when we gate their pricing. So if you want to know what tuition rates are, for instance, you can put up just a quick email, first name and email or something like that, a form someone has to fill out before they can see tuition. You can get a lot of really great leads that way, and they're more qualified leads. They're actually interested, right? So that's worth your admissions team or your sales team's time. You can address this question in a series of articles. You can talk about, in our industry, here are broad prices. Here's what makes the service higher and lower. Here's things that you should expect. So you're not actually answering the question directly, but you are giving people the information they're asking for. You guys have any other ideas about how you can address pricing in a way that feels comfortable for a sales team?
Amy, I just got off a client call before this in which we were talking about the demand for pricing transparency among clients. And I think this is becoming more and more true. I think one idea would be to create an interactive pricing tool that maybe isn't necessarily a gate, but it's actually a way of exploring what the prices might be. So there's a lot that's going to happen with this, and this is really accelerated during the COVID thing. So pricing, I know when I go to a website, if there is no price, I automatically assume it is expensive and I leave. Not that I'm cheap, but I want to know how much things cost. So
yeah, the stock answer, it depends. There's a lot of businesses whose services it really does depend, you know? So it's hard to answer that question.
It's interesting you bring this up, Amy, because one of the ads I'm going to show you shortly, we'll talk about that more in detail. So yeah, good job.
Well, it's worth addressing the conversation. You have to address it somehow. You don't have to come outright and line item your prices to address it and help people feel that you are being transparent. You shouldn't just feel, you should actually be transparent. But it's all about earning that trust, and buyers are expecting it these days. Okay, our last repeat after me prompt. How to explain to your web developer that people won't wait for a slow loading website. Chad, you got an answer for that?
Sure. So Google recently did a survey, and it says over 50% of people, they'll leave a site after 3 seconds on mobile. And this is this has been a trend for a long time. I remember when I was going back in college, this is in dinosaur days of dial-up. Basically, I mean, you had to have a website that would be up fast, and this was like old HTML, right? Because otherwise people would get disinterested. A lot of times people will think, oh, maybe there's something wrong with my my wireless network. Maybe there's something wrong with my signal. Or even worse, they say, well, the site's not loading. Well, I guess that's not, I guess it's not real, or it's not, basically human beings, they want to, we're all trained to see that we can interact with a system or a software within like 2 seconds. And when we realize that you can't interact with it, we abandon it because we say, oh, something's wrong. So make sure that if you have your website up, that it loads promptly. It can, you can delegate resources in the back end or maybe off the page below the fold to where it gives the customer a more seamless experience where they immediately are looking through stuff instead of waiting for stuff to buffer. So
3 seconds is so short.
It is, but you got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really critical. Google actually, the algorithm actually looks at websites that load slow and it stops sending people there. So it's a great way just to cut your web traffic down dramatically, and it's a great way to speed your, increase your web traffic quickly. So
yeah, especially in the world of scanning and Facebook scrolling. All right, excellent.
Just a free offer. If you don't know how to check that, shoot us an email or call us and we'll help you do it. Okay. So just let us know if you don't know how to do that.
Yeah, it's super fast. We'll help you. We gotcha. All right, our next segment, ads in the wild. This is normally done by Jennifer Bailey, who couldn't be with us today. So Chad is subbing in with what I think is going to be a very entertaining segment.
Yes. So I have 2 ads to show you today, and I'm sorry Jennifer couldn't be here to see these, but let me know if you guys can see my screen. Actually, I need a screen share first. That would help. Share screen. Okay, let's go to here. All right. Share. Sharing now. Can you guys see that? Okay, I see a nod. Okay, we're gonna watch this movie, the video, The Wall.
That is really cool.
Is this a silent movie, Chad?
The Wall by Samsung. All right, and so it's funny that Amy brought that up about pricing. Basically, like these guys, I've looked around for prices on it, and really a lot of people are saying that they're thinking it's going to be about $20,000, but even like maybe with installation and stuff, it's going to be maybe even into the 6 digits. But you know, it's interesting to think that maybe they're trying to vet who's really serious about this and who have deep pockets. So hey, maybe that's a strategy for them. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on that approach?
I want to know, is there any sound that goes with that, or is it a silent video?
Yeah, I don't know that.
That's okay.
I know I know it does ultra high def. So it's not DCI 4K, meaning that it's like
well, I think Dave was asking
ready.
if the ad has.
I'm talking about the ad.
audio.
Was the ad supposed to be silent, or did it have music going with it?
Oh, it had music on it. I'm sorry. It had like bassy music. Sorry.
Okay. So next time you should just hum along or sing for us when you're showing that.
I'm sorry.
Hey, the deal is that if you only want to sell like 20 of them, then don't put your prices up. If you have a very super small audience, you don't have to put your prices up because you don't care, right? But if you want to sell more than 12, you got to put your prices up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And that was my thoughts. Let's see if you guys can hear this one.
Does it have sound on this one, Chad?
It has sound on this one.
Okay.
So let's see. Can you guys hear this?
Nope.
Can you guys hear that?
Can you turn your volume up?
Let's see. It's all the way up. Maybe. Technical difficulties.
Well, let's move forward.
Yeah, let's.
You're just gonna have to do sound effects. It's totally fine.
Oh well, maybe we'll do it as an extra or something later. Well, we saw the wall, so there you go. I'm gonna stop screen sharing, and I'll have to ask the Ads in the Wild person how she gets her sound up there. So there you go. Just because you're a video guy doesn't mean you're IT technical guy. So there you go.
And I think Dave was talking, but he was on mute, so that was also. We're having sound issues. Like
how many people have shown something when they were in a video conference that they did not mean to show on their screen? Right? During this last 3 months,
oh crap!
Like a bazillion people have had oh crap experience of sharing something they didn't want everyone to see. Oh, my budget, it's there. Oh, that email with my wife is there. Oh.
Oh crap! My Amazon list is up. You know. Oh my gosh.
I feel like that ad was relatively effective, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
it's really cool.
It is cool. I wish it had sound though.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but it was like. There you go. So.
I also wish that it wasn't all CGI. Because
I know it's all computer generated.
Sort of like, oh, this is a thing that they could make if they wanted to. It's not like a thing they've made that are selling. So, yeah,
pretty
interesting.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
So pathetic. All right.
So there you go.
Thank you, Chad. You can do Ads in the Wild again and do your Sega Sanshiro.
Yes. Awesome.
Our next segment is Term of the Week. And today I think we're talking about inbound marketing. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah, that's right. So our inbound term of the week, our term of the week this week is inbound marketing. And I want to give kudos to Kevin Barber at Lean Labs. He says it this way, which I think is really brilliant. He says, we don't acquire a customer, they acquire us. That's the essence of inbound marketing. Inbound marketing uses free, valuable content to educate people and to build trust, who then become our loyal customers. Inbound answers questions that people have had throughout their process of buying, and it attracts people to your brand. So let's break that down a little bit. People have needs, goals, and questions, and they look online for a great answer, right? Isn't that what you do if you need a new wall video unit for your house that shows Yosemite and in the fall? You want to know all about that? You're going to go look online. You want to make sure it has a speaker with it so it has sound. Then once you've looked online, you're going to find something that you find valuable. So people who are looking online, they find valuable content that engages them and answers their questions, meets their needs. So the person that starts with those needs or questions discovers that your company is a valuable resource, and they consume more of your content. They might even come to a live event or a webinar, or they might even pick up the phone and call you. So what you share online makes you someone that's valuable enough that people would like to collect you, kind of like a collectible. They want to acquire you, and they want you to be a trusted partner to them. So inbound turns this on its head, this whole idea of us marketing. Really, this is about sharing value, building trust, and then people want to work with you. Thanks, Kevin, for that great quote. We don't acquire customers, they acquire us.
Yeah, that one I love. When we first learned about inbound marketing many years ago, this idea that businesses aren't heroes, but that the customers are the heroes was like mind blowing for me. I was like, what do you mean we're not the hero of our own story? Because we're super cool. But instead, businesses are actually the guide. And so the idea that customers would acquire you is kind of the same thing as a customer saying, I want you to be my guide. Will you please be my guide through this particular niche? Will you be the one who walks beside me so that my story, because I'm the hero, is completely amazing and ends in some kind of awesome success? So that's the whole concept. So I love that. Cool. Thank you, Dave. Our next segment is the 5 W's. Today's topic is Walmart. Walmart is closing on Turkey Day this year. Thanksgiving, kaput, nothing. They're going to be closed. They're doing it as a thank you to their employees for their dedication during the global pandemic, which I think is really cool. They're also doing a series of bonuses, which I guess is on top of some other bonuses they've done earlier in the year, all to say thank you to their employees. It's the first time that Walmart will be closed in more than 30 years on Thanksgiving. And I'm definitely one of those people that's like, we can shop on Thanksgiving. That's sacrilegious. So I think this is super cool. They're also going to be closing Sam's Clubs. And so this is obviously in part probably a response to their prediction that less people are going to be out on a cold winter holiday to shop in person. I think that's got to be part of this, right? But it seems to be out of a sincere desire to appreciate employees and just let them be home with families on the holiday. So we've talked about this more than once in some of these stories over the last few weeks, that the way that these big brands are responding to COVID is creating new expectations for small businesses as well. So I'll be very interested to see if this creates kind of a widespread change in what a lot of companies and organizations, small and big, are doing on Thanksgiving. And if we can get our families together a little more and a little less shopping happening. So, any other thoughts about this story? Dave, you're on mute.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's really interesting that this idea that big brands are going to dictate how small brands have to behave. And so even if you are not a big brand and you run a small company, organization, or medium size, your customers are being influenced by what the big brands are doing, and their expectations are being set by someone else. And so you inherit a lot of those. It's important to understand the influences that are happening to your customers.
Yes, sure. Exactly. We call this the ecosystem, something ecosystem, in which, Amazon makes you think that at Disneyland you shouldn't have to wait in line. Those things are not competitors, but they're still connected.
I think it is the Amazon ecosystem, because there's just a lot of the way we interact is based on our want it now, want it perfect, want it at our door kind of experience that Amazon has created. Hey, I figured out how to share with sound. Yeah, that's right. I figured out how to share with sound, so there you go.
All right.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, so our next segment is website therapy. Dave.
How sad. Websites that need therapy.
I know, it is kind of sad.
The truth is that so many people are online. In this client meeting I had right before this, the percentage of traffic increase that people are experiencing right now is dramatic. If you're not experiencing that, if you're not getting the benefit of it, for new customers, then your website might need some therapy. So there's a concept I want to talk about when it comes to website therapy called single point of failure. Single point of failure is a concept that comes from the software world, business and manufacturing. And it says basically this: there are some things in our marketing that have the power to shut us down. If they fail, we fail. It's a single point of failure. It's a great example. The most obvious one I can think of is a single engine airplane, right? You get the point. So as marketers, we're often subject to these single points of failure that they stop us from getting what we need to get done. We get stuck because of a single point of failure. Our marketing relies upon a single resource that's either expensive, hard to get, or slow to respond. And that would be called a bottleneck point of failure. So here's some areas where you might be experiencing this as a marketer. Single point of failure, it happens often when you cannot update your website yourself, but you have to wait on a developer or somebody, out there in the ether to find time to do what you need them to do. Even though it might be important to you, it might actually be time critical. That would also include your landing pages, the ability to launch campaigns. All of that is tied up in things you need to be able to do on your website yourself. And so website upkeep and ease of upkeep is a single point of failure. Another one would be hosting and security, right? So obviously, if your website gets hacked, it was Garmin that was announced today that they just dealt with a ransomware attack. I guess they ransomed the GPS points for the globe or something. So people could not navigate, I don't know. But hosting and security is also a big deal. If the website goes down, you're out of business. If your website gets hacked, you could go out of business. So an example of this would be a lot of people rely upon GoDaddy for their website hosting and their DNS settings. Well, not that long ago, not only do people get hacked on GoDaddy, but GoDaddy was hacked, and they lost like 20 million contact records. So where you place your hosting and security is really, it can be a single point of failure. Another one is tracking. If you don't have kind of a tracking mechanism built into what you're doing, then you really have a single point of failure because you put money into ads or money into outreach or events, and you really can't track what's going on. You can't improve it if you can't track it. Single point of failure. Another one would be when communication is not being shared between team members. So maybe you're at a school and you talk to someone who's interested in enrolling or in admissions, but there's no way for you to make notes about that. And so the other person who's going to talk to them does not know. How many times does that happen in customer service? So communication not being shared effectively, not having a system, usually that's a CRM that's used for that. Another one would be when you do not have an alert system for your prospects. So people say they're interested, but if you don't have an alert system that pings you and says, hello, I'm interested, so you can respond to them, single point of failure. And then another one would be search engine optimization. You can have amazing content on a beautiful website that was handcrafted by Michelangelo. But if you don't have SEO set up on that site and built into it as part of what you have, you are not going to be able to get anyone to find your content. Single point of failure. So as marketers, look out for these single points of failure. We have a great guide that you can look at to give you some ideas about this. It's called the Pain-Free Guide to Your Next Website Redesign. And Amy will put up the code for that or the link to it. There's no code because it's free. It's a free guide to pain-free web design for you. So anyway, look for these single points of failure, and you can find ways to eliminate them and empower yourself to be able to get things done. That's one of our favorite sayings around here, GSD, get stuff done.
GSD, baby. That was a great web therapy session. Thank you, Dave. Well, there's nothing else on our agenda, so I think we should close with Chad's ad that was so sadly lost.
As long as
Yes.
you sound.
This is a crazy ad from Japan from the 90s. So there you go. Brace yourselves. It's coming. All right, let me know.
Right? This is our goodbye.
This is our good. After this, you guys will probably have questions. Okay, I'm going to share There we go. Here we go. There we go. Can you guys see this? Oh, okay.
can.
Oops. I'm on the wall still. Okay, let's look this up. There we go. You can see I've been searching a bunch of different ads here for my boot camp. Here we go. Can you guys hear that? Did you hear it? Perfect. All right, I'm gonna go full screen, and it's gonna take a second to load. Oh, it was less than 3 seconds, so that's good. So there you go. Sega Sanshiro.
I like how this like crazy ninja guy puts a stuffed animal up. He's like,
That's right. He's like, oh! Yep. So there you go. Sega Sanshiro, which is a play on words.
Full chat, thank you.
It's a play on Play Sega Saturn. So there you go. A little treat from the 90s.
Thank you for that.
Wish
That
we
was
were back
inspiring.
there.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. All right, y'all. Well, happy Thursday. We hope you have the beginning of a delightful weekend. And if you thought this was helpful, we'll be here next week at noon. Bye.
Same time, same bad channel. See you guys.
Bye.